Pioneer fans, Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse is live and on the air. We are here live at Hallway Field, where it is your Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse team taking on the Novi Wildcats. And taking a look at the schedules that these two teams have had thus far. Your Pioneer team started off on the 21st of March as they played C-Home. C-Home beat them 13-4. Pioneer took on South Lyon. South Lyon won that one 20-2. And on the 4th of this month, it was DeWitt beating Pioneer 14-5. On the other side, Novi won their first game versus Saline. That was 15-7. Then they fell to South Lyon. So both teams have lost to South Lyon. Novi kept it a little closer, 7-6. And then Novi beat Plymouth by a score of 17-8. So Novi 2-1 on the season. Pioneer 0-3, looking for their first big win of the season, but they have a tough test in front of them with this Novi team. We're counting down here, so let's play a couple quick messages. Or actually, let me thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes platinum sponsors, Finn's Insurance Agency, at 209 Fitness, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Mann's Lumber and Home, Capital Sales Company, and Sparrow Market. Gold sponsors include Whitcomb Farms, LLC, Stadium Veterinary Services, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Pears, Sperling, Egan, Daniels, PLLC, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Warren and Sharebaum, PLLC. Silver sponsors include Orange Theory Fitness, Steve Service, Dexter Family Dentistry, the Athlete Brain Foundation, Holidays Restaurant, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Mission Elite Fitness, Iridescent Cares, LLC, Michigan Educational Credit Union, Ann Arbor Implant and Periodontical Center. Bronze sponsors includes Hesselberg Chiropractic, Stadium Market, Ann Arbor Teas, and Ann Arbor Smiles. We want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. Please support those who help support the team. Let's play a quick message from the MHSAA, then we will be back. They'll have stick checks coming up, and then we will have the national anthem and the starting laps. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse as they take on Novi.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As they're almost through the stick checks now, as they're working hard on that, and we are about to get ready. We'll have the announcements of the teams and then the national anthem coming up here. Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse versus the Novi Wildcats. 2-1 Novi. Pioneer 0-3 looking for their first win. As looks like Pioneer's done with stick checks, just 2 more for Novi. And they're getting going. Gorgeous day today. Second day where we're in the 70, 72 degrees again here. Game time temperature so much better than last week when we were just a little bit chilly last week. So gorgeous weather. We have a number of folks in here from both teams who have come in. If you're in the area, I know it's a little earlier game than normal, but we'd love to see you down here supporting these squads. Got some track going on right behind us, a big track meet, so it's busy here on the Pioneer campus. Pioneer is in their home white tops with the black shorts, and they have their headgear. Their numbers are in dark purple on the back, and on the front, Pioneer on the front has Pioneer in block lettering. Novi Wildcats in their green tops, green bottoms, numbers in dark on the front and back. Novi, I believe, in block lettering across the front. As looks like we're just about ready to go. And here we go. We'll turn it over to our public address announcer.
Pioneer versus Novi. Pioneers versus Novi Wildcats. The roster for the Novi Wildcats: number 2, Fiona Fortin. Number 4, Maya Tass. Number 5, Reagan Conway. Number 6, Thea Fortin. Number 7, Danny Shimazaki Ito. Number 8, Mia Tanasia. Number 9, Maya Ward. Number 11, Allie Katinas. Number 12, Amelia Lundgren. Number 13, Brianne Molnar. Number 14, Avery Antrobius. Number 15, Sophia Siddell. Number 16, Georgia Bourdignon. Number 17, Avery Jones. Number 19, Lila Juzak. Number 20, Aiden Kendall. Number 24, Riley Muka. Number 40, Kylie Zaleski. And for the Pioneers, number 23, Vivian Alcantara Luna. Number 12, Nina Bonenberger. Number 4, Maddie Dauberstein. Number 8, Megan Edwards. Number 5, Grace Grabowski. Number 9, Sarah Huffman. Number 11, Sophia Jimenez. Number 20, Victoria Jaffe. Number 7, Adriana Kennedy. Number 2, Megan Kolb. Number 33, Ann Coleman. Number 16, Evie Lamb. Number 15, Maggie Lamb. Number 1, Ellie Malloy. Number 6, Ann McGowan. Number 3, Kate Nyman. Number 13, Grace Otieno. Number 97, Isul Park. Number 17, Hope Porter. Number 21, Allie Rudberg. Number 24, Frankie Rudberg. Number 10, Lily Solden. Number 52, Leda Thomas. And number 14, Lily Whitcomb. We ask that everybody stand and rise for the national anthem.
As we are getting ready to go here, Pioneer versus the Novi Wildcats, live from Hallway Field. Appreciate you joining us wherever you are at. Thank you very, very much. Pioneer going from right to left here in this opening period. Again, last year they had changed it to 2 halves. They've now gone back to 4 quarters for women's lacrosse. Set up for the draw. Looks like Solden is coming in for the draw. She's talking to Grabowski and Jimenez. Grabowski goes to the left-hand side of the center circle. Jimenez to the right-hand side. Ward on the left-hand side. In to take the draw is Fiona Fortin for Novi. And over to the right with Jimenez is Molnar. Ball set right at the blockades as we're getting ready to go. That popped up, back over, trying to get it on the ground ball. Grabowski looking to get it now. Solden raking it, goes over the restraining line. Solden has it inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Solden with a shot that just goes wide. Run out by Pioneer. Malloy has it in along the end line. Malloy has it back behind. Malloy underneath the goal line extended. Goes back behind the goal. Malloy coming over on the near wing. Malloy even with the goal on the near wing. Malloy now steps over the goal line extended. Malloy comes between the hash marks. Malloy looks over to her right, flips that over to Jimenez. Jimenez on the numbers. Jimenez racing around the 12-meter fan, trying to get it over to Edwards. That grabbed by Selesky, but a whistle. Officials pointing things over. As looks like we're going to have a free position as Jimenez has it just on the 12-meter fan, right on the near hash marks. There's the free position. Jimenez steps back, double team there. Jimenez looks to her right. Jimenez working her way between the hash marks. Jimenez stops, centered up between the hash marks, racing forward. Jimenez around the 8-meter arc as there's a whistle. Free position. Jimenez comes back right on the 12-meter fan, this time just inside of the far hash marks. Waiting for the whistle. Everyone's set. The officials get folks where they need them to. And Jimenez cuts to her right, down the hash marks. Jimenez goes underneath the goal line extended. Fires it back underneath to Malloy. Malloy on the near wing. Malloy fires it, trying to come in now. Maggie Lamb had it. Loose ground ball comes over onto the near wing. And it will go right to the end line. Raked up there by Novi, but they go out the end line. That is going to be Novi ball as they come down the near wing. Fired ahead is Molnar racing outside the hash marks. Molnar into the midfield area. Molnar over the 50-yard line. Double team there. Molnar. The ball comes loose. That picked up by Solden. Solden over the 50. Solden running just outside the hash marks on the near wing. Solden loses it. Rakes it up. Solden inside the 12-meter fan. Works her way around the 8-meter arc. Solden now underneath the goal line extended. Cuts around the crease. Solden with a shot. And that's a goal. Pioneers scored. Solden at 9:34.
Lily Solden. That's goal. Pioneer Solden.
Pioneer goes up 1-0. 9:34 left to go here in the first. For Pioneer over on the defensive side, Bonenberger back there. It's Huffman between the pipes. McGowan over there, as well as trying to see to the side. We'll get another name of it. Otieno back there on the defensive side as well. Ball set for the draw. Solden in there versus it's a Tennessee over on the far wing, trying to rake it up now, grabbing it. Fiona Fortin. On the far wing, comes between the hash marks, trying to get to the 50, stolen away by Kennedy. Kennedy races down the far hash marks into the offensive zone. Kennedy making it, racing onto the near wing, coming around the 12-meter fan. Kennedy now goes underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. Kennedy back there being watched by Kendall. That's sent back over on the far wing. Grabbing it back there, racing ahead is Edwards. Edwards goes over the goal line, extended. Edwards with the shot, there's a whistle. That shot just went over the crossbar. So they're going to have Edwards go on the dot underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing, it looks like. She'll go rake up a ball. 8:44 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead. They have possession in the offensive zone. That's over to Malloy. Malloy just inside the numbers on the near wing, trying to fire. That bounces right over to Selesky. Selesky has it in her crease. Selesky now looking to her left. That ball loose in the crease. She rakes it back up. As right on top of that, racing over to try and provide pressure was Jimenez. Jimenez grabs it out of midair. Jimenez comes in, bounce shot, and a score! Jimenez puts it in for Pioneer at 8:13.
That's a goal. Pioneer, number 11. Sophia
2-0 Pioneer
Goal.
with the lead.
Pioneer, Jimenez, her first of the game.
By the way, the other person over on the defensive side was E.B. Lamb. Timeout call by Novi. They want to talk things over at 8:13. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. And how about a little push on as Pioneer has the early 2-0 lead.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Pioneer with the early 2-0 lead. 8:13 left to go here in the first. Started off at 9:34 as it was a Pioneer goal by Solden. Then at 8:13, Jimenez grabbed it out of midair, came in and fired it for the 2-0 lead for Pioneer. Both squads now breaking the huddle. Pioneer heads out onto the pitch. Solden heads into the center circle. Grabowski goes to the left-hand side. Jimenez to the right-hand side of the center circle. Making their way over onto the offensive, beyond the offensive restraining line, Maggie Lamb over there, as well as Edwards, Malloy, and Kennedy. Ball set for the draw right at midfield. Jimenez straight up above that, popped up in the air, trying to get to it is Grabowski. Loose and over as Grabowski goes over midfield and rakes it up. Grabowski has the ball. Grabowski launches it over to Jimenez. That off the tip of her cross. Jimenez trying to get it back. And grabbed loose. And that will be Pioneer ball. Jimenez fires it down on the far wing. That on a bounce, racing over Grabowski, trying to get to it. That goes out of bounds right by the Novi bench. That will be Novi ball at 7:45 left to go here in the first. Bringing it down the far sideline. Here come the Wildcats over midfield. Racing ahead with it. I believe that's Ward. Ward spins with it in the offensive zone. Ward fires it back over, is grabbing it. Seidel has that knocked away by Kennedy. Kennedy heading the other direction down the far sideline. Kennedy trying to get over midfield. Kennedy right in front of the scorer's bench, firing it ahead. Ground ball loose. Trying to rake it up is Novi. That comes ahead with it. Grabowski trying to pull that back away. Battle into the offensive zone as Fiona Fortin had it. That's going to go over to Pioneer. Grabowski starts in her own back. And fired ahead, coming ahead with it. Here comes Jimenez. Jimenez over midfield. Jimenez into the offensive zone. Jimenez running down the numbers on the far wing. That ball loose, trying to rake it up. That grabbed by the Wildcats. And it's trying to come the other direction. It's Tass. Tass has it between the hash marks in her own defensive zone. Tass coming ahead with it. Edwards providing pressure. Tass into the midfield area, racing down the near sideline. Tass flips that ahead. That will go out. Nope, just not quite out the near sideline. Battling with it is Bonenberg. Bonenberger has it in her own defensive zone. Bonenberger wafts it all the way over for Jimenez on a hop. Jimenez running down the numbers. Stops, now makes it over midfield. Jimenez coming down the hash marks, cuts towards the far side. Jimenez, double team there, steps back, looks for a place to go with it. There's going to be a whistle. And it will be a restart by Jimenez, quickly ahead to Solden. Solden in the offensive zone. Solden gets inside the 8-meter arc. Solden with a shot and a score. Solden makes it her second goal of the game. Makes it 3-0 at 6:01.
Solden, her second of the game.
3-0 Pioneer with the lead. 6:01 left to go here in the first. Solden in to take the draw versus Tennessee. Now McGowan kind of above on the far wing of the center circle. Over on the left-hand side is Jimenez. Katniss over with top side. Over on the left-hand side is Ward for Novi, trying to grab it. Still loose. And pulled up by Katniss. Katniss coming down the far numbers. Katniss making it into the offensive zone. Katniss coming all the way down, just about 10 yards above the goal line, extended now, right at, even with the goal on the far wing. Now Katniss trying to get between the hash marks, coming in, racing, shot and a goal at 5:34 as Novi strikes and answers back, stopping a 3-goal run by Pioneer. As that was a goal by number 11.
Novi goal by number 11, Ali Katinas. That's Novi goal. Katinas, her first of the game.
Katinas puts it in. That at 10:34, and now it's 3-1. Pioneer's 3-goal streak is broken. Set right at the center circle again. Tennessee in there versus Solden for the draw. Official steps away, pops straight up. Tennessee has it. Tennessee steps back over midfield. That ball loose. Tennessee gets it back on a hop. Tennessee lofts it ahead. That grabbed, coming down with it is Ward. Ward into the offensive zone. Ward stops right outside the 12-meter fan. Flips it over onto the far wing. As that's grabbed. Pulling it over as Katinas has it just outside the hashes on the near wing. Katinas coming in. Katinas, the shot and a goal. Novi with the 2-goal run of their own. Katinas puts it in for her second of the game. That 32 seconds after her first goal, and that makes it 3-2. Pioneer with the lead, but Novi with the 2-goal run. 5 minutes, 2 seconds left to go here in the first. Fast-paced game. Tennessee in to take the draw. Ball popped up high as back over there was Doberstein. Picked up, now coming ahead with it. Here comes McGowan. McGowan down the numbers over midfield. McGowan into the offensive zone, tipped away from behind. McGowan gets it back. McGowan fires it over, trying to move it over to Thomas. Whistle. Thomas will rake it up. Send that back over to McGowan, and she'll start off about 10 yards inside the offensive zone. McGowan trying to come down the numbers again. There's a whistle. McGowan will restart. She'll step back, now flipping it over, grabbing it, coming ahead with it is Edwards. Edwards inside the 8-meter arc, that flipped back over. Tanasia trying to get to it on the far sideline. Tanasia launches it ahead, grabbed by Ward. Ward outside the numbers, coming down the far sideline over midfield. Ward races ahead with it. Ward gets over into the offensive zone, moves that over, coming ahead with it. That grabbed. Coming in is Jones. Jones flips it over between the hash marks. That launched as Lundgren had it. Loose, and that will be Pioneer ball as Huffman will rake it up. So that went out, wasn't a shot. That's touched by Novi, so that's Pioneer's ball. 3:42 left to go here in the first. 3-2, Pioneer with the lead. Otieno now has it. Otieno will start off and along the end line for Pioneer. Otieno racing outside the far hash marks, coming down the numbers. Otieno stops along the far sideline, cuts, trying to come towards the center of the field. Otieno over the restraining line into the midfield area. Otieno makes it over midfield. Otieno, that ball. Grab, now heading the other direction. Here comes Novi, racing down on the far wing. Katinas with it. Loose, now raked up, knocked away from behind by Grabowski, but that's going to be a whistle. And that will maintain possession for Novi. Katinas, top of the offensive zone. Now that flipped over onto the near wing. As coming in with it, Thea Fortin. Thea Fortin loses the ball. Thea Fortin grabs it, picks it up, comes down onto the near hash marks, loose. That's going to be a whistle, stoppage in play, free position for Novi. Thea Fortin will take it just on the 12-meter fan, flips that over. Coming in is Katinas out in front. That flipped up. Loose as Kendall took the shot, grabbed by Huffman. Huffman fires it all the way down, that into the midfield area. Loose ball, trying to race over to get it is Edwards. Edwards trying to rake it up, comes back into the defensive zone for Pioneer. Now Edwards firing it ahead on a bounce. That comes over onto the near wing, picked up by Grabowski. Grabowski outside the numbers, coming down on the near wing. Grabowski makes it into the offensive zone. Grabowski now stops there. That will be a restart for Pioneer. Grabowski will just head towards between the hash marks. Grabowski lofts that over. Grabbed coming in by Solden. Solden cuts the right. Solden coming in. Shot and a score by Solden. Solden with the hat trick. Her third goal of the game. That at 1 minute 24 seconds. That makes it 4-2. Pioneer answering back, stopping a 2-goal run by the Wildcats. Set up for the draw. I believe that's Doberstein in there. That ball set popped up high in the air, racing over to try and get it. That grab by Grabowski. Grabowski down the numbers on the far wing into the offensive zone. Grabowski coming down towards the goal line extended. Stops now. Continues underneath the goal line extended. Grabowski going from this far side to the near side. Grabowski above the goal line extended on the near wing. Shot there, knocked away. Good job by Zaleski. That goes over, and that will go out the end line. That was a shot. Closest to it was Pioneer, so Malloy will have it in along the end line. Malloy brings it in the end line. Malloy back underneath the goal line, extended on the far wing. Malloy comes over onto the near wing with it. Malloy looking to her left and to her right, and moves it over to Jimenez. Jimenez on the numbers on the near wing, gets that over to Solden. Solden between the hash marks on the 12-meter fan. Solden cuts into the 8-meter arc. Solden walled off there, steps back onto the far hash marks. Whistle. That is going to put Solden on the right center hash for a free position. That had 27 seconds left. Solden leans over on that right center hash, waiting for the whistle. As the officials get all the other players exactly where they need them to be. Racing in, Solden shot and a score! Pioneer goes up 5-2. Solden with her 4th goal of the game. With 10 seconds left to go here in the first. 5-2, Pioneer back with a 2-goal run to answer back the 2-goal run that Novi had before that. So again, Doberstein set up right at midfield for the draw. Solden top of the center circle. As that's popped up high, Grabowski trying to get it on the far side of the center circle. It's almost offsides there by Novi, plucked up. And we'll see, that's going to be Novi ball. Now whistle, and that will do it for the first quarter. At the end of one, it is Pioneer 5 and Novi 2, and we want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes Finn's Insurance Agency, at 209 Fitness, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Man's Lumber and Home, Capital Sales Company, Sparrow Market. Gold sponsors includes Whitcomb Farms, LLC, Stadium Veterinary Services, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Pears, Sperling, Egan and Daniels PLLC, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Warren and Sherbaum PLLC. Silver sponsors include Orange Theory Fitness, Steve Service, Dexter Family Dentistry, the Athlete Brain Foundation, Holidays Restaurant, Felix Rudberg of Real Estate One, Mission Elite Fitness, Iridescent Cares LLC, Michigan Education Credit Union, Ann Arbor Implant and Periodontal Center. Bronze sponsors includes Hesselberg Chiropractic, Stadium Market, Ann Arbor Tees, and Ann Arbor Smiles.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Pioneer with the lead at the end of one, 5-2 over Novi. Pioneer looking for their first win of the season. Novi 2-1 on the season. The JV contest, Pioneer did win the JV contest 6-5 in a tight game. Pioneer coming back on the JV squad. Novi heading back out. Pioneer going from left to right here in this second quarter. As Jimenez to take the draw. Solden goes to the left-hand side of the center circle. Grabowski on the right-hand side of the center circle. Tennessee set to take the draw versus Jimenez. Ward on the bottom of the center circle now. Katinas over on the left-hand side. Ball set between the crosses, making sure they're set, then making sure they're set with midfield. Popped up, straight up, loose ball. Trying to rake it up. There's Jimenez. Jimenez comes over onto the far side, trying to grab it on a bounce. Now Jimenez rakes it up. Pioneer with it. Jimenez trying to spin around. She goes down to the pitch, but a whistle. She'll restart. And she'll get that just outside of the offensive zone. Over to Grabowski, who goes over the restraining line. Grabowski just inside the numbers, coming down on the near wing. Grabowski stops, trying to head between the hash marks. Grabowski on the 12-meter fan. Grabowski on that near hash mark. Fake the pass now, coming down. Fires it underneath the goal line. Extended Malloy. Malloy on the near wing underneath the goal line. Extended. Malloy above the goal line. Extended. Now spins. Malloy goes back behind the goal line. Extended. Malloy directly behind the goal. Looks over to her left. And Malloy moves it over to Kennedy. Kennedy on the near wing. Goes directly behind the goal. Kennedy comes over onto the far wing. Kennedy being watched over there by Seidel, trying to get it over. Ground ball in the 8-meter arc. Now pulled away, coming down on the near wings. And Jusic with it. Jusic fires it ahead. That picked up, coming the other direction. Here comes Conway. Conway over midfield. Conway just outside the numbers into the offensive zone. Conway trying to split between a pair of Pioneer defenders. Flashing in front. E.B. Lamb trying to get that. The ball loose, racing all the way back, trying to get to it in the far corner is Ward. Ward able to get to it before Otieno can. That ball on the far sideline, controlled by the Wildcats. Now going back behind the goal line, extended. Katinas with it. Katinas directly behind the goal. Now coming over onto the near wing. Katinas now sidesteps over the goal line, extended. Katinas stops. Steps outside the 12-meter fan between the hash marks. Katinas still with it. Now launches it into the 8-meter fan. Ball loose, but a whistle. The officials will get things set the way they want. That ball is going to come to the dot underneath the goal line, extended on the near wing. As that is brought ahead, fired out in front, turning, spinning. Ward with the shot. That knocked down. Good job all the way back. Katinas with it. But a call. That's going to be a yellow card. So Solden heading over. Solden with the yellow card. She'll take a knee by the scores bench, as Novi will be a player up due to the Pioneer penalty. Everyone getting set. Katinas will start with it. They're going to put her on the center hash of the 8-meter arc for a free position. Bonenberger just to her right, Otieno to her left. There's the whistle coming in. Katinas shot and score. As Katinas gets her third goal of the game. That at 9:39. So hat trick for Katinas. That makes it 5-3. That stops the 2-goal run by Pioneer. Down to a 2-goal game. Pioneer with the lead. Everyone getting set for the draw. Tennessee in to take the draw for Novi. Jimenez on the other side around the center circle. It's Fiona Fortin over there with Edwards, and then at the bottom of the center circle it's Ward with Grabowski. Ball set right between the blockades. There's the whistle popped up. Now trying to come over with it. Ward pops it in the air, gets it off the hop. Ward for Novi stops, switches directions. Ward fires it over the 50-yard line. That's loose into the offensive zone. Raked up, bringing it ahead now. Coming over with it is Antrobius. Fired all the way down. That's loose. That will go out the end line. That will be Pioneer's ball. That was a pass, and Huffman ran it out just in case, so that'll be Pioneer's ball. Coming down the far wing with it is Bonenberger. Bonenberger battling on that far sideline. She'll rake it up. Novi player has to go a couple yards behind her. Bonenberger coming back, lofts it over. Otieno trying to pull it up. Otieno, that pulled away, grabbing it. Racing around is Ward. Ward fires it over onto the far wing. That will go out of bounds. That's going to be Pioneer ball. Racing over to get it. That raked up by E.B. Lamb. E.B. Lamb will start on that far sideline. E.B. Lamb trying to get around Katinas. As E.B. Lamb comes in just inside the numbers. Fired over, trying to get Menace. That pulled away is Antrobius with it. Antrobius gets inside the 8-meter arc. Shot. Antrobius puts it in for a goal.
Novi goal by number 14, Avery Antrobius. Goal, Novi Antrobius for first of the game.
So first goal for Antrobius. Makes it a 1-goal game, 5-4, 2-goal run by Novi. Set Tennessee in to take the draw versus a Menace on the other side. Waiting for the whistle. Popped up high, racing over to get it. Plucked out of midair by Tennessee. Fired loose, rolling back, and that will be Pioneers' ball as that will go out the end line. Back to rake it up, back over there is McGowan. McGowan will start off in along the end line. McGowan coming down the near sideline. McGowan trying to get down the near sideline as she's pushed out the near sideline. That is going to be Pioneer with the restart. Fired over, grabbed by Grabowski. Grabowski will now have McGowan with it on the near sideline. McGowan waiting for the whistle. As now that's launched. Right over trying to get to it. Raked up by Maggie Lamb. Maggie Lamb has it on a hop over midfield. Maggie Lamb racing ahead with it. Contact from behind. Still trying to get it. Ground ball. Grabowski trying to rake it up. Grabowski has it. Heading down inside the numbers on the near wing. Grabowski stops about 10 yards above the goal line. Extended Grabowski. Now just outside the 12-meter fan. Heads onto the near hash marks. Grabowski goes between the hash marks, about 5 yards off of the 12-meter fan. Grabowski waiting for everyone to get set now. Races inside the 12-meter fan. Cuts to her right. Grabowski stops, trying to make it in the 8-meter arc. Grabowski bounce shot it in.
Pioneer goal, number 5, Grace Grabowski. That's goal, Pioneer Grabowski.
And it's 6:51 for Grabowski. Stops again. A 2-goal run by Novi. Back to a 2-goal lead for Pioneer. By the way, I love to see it. Looks like another Pioneer team. I believe that's the men's lacrosse team again out here supporting the women's team. And I absolutely love to see the different teams supporting each other. It is fantastic. Now, Tennessee in to take the draw versus, I believe that's Solden on the other side. Grabowski directly underneath them with Ward. Jimenez on the right of the center circle, popped up back behind, trying to get to it. Ground ball. Grabowski races over to get it. Grabowski trying to rake it up, moves it over. Grabowski has it coming down the far hash marks. Grabowski trying to get it over to Solden. Solden trying to grab it on a hop. That grab by Novi, heading the other direction with it. Racing ahead over midfield. Novi comes into it as Juzak has it. Juzak gets it over to Katinas. Katinas goes between the hash marks. Katinas racing down the hash marks inside the 8-meter arc. Shot that just goes wide to the near side. Raked up there, grabbing it. Juzek. Juzek goes over the goal line extended. Juzek just inside the numbers. Now racing, working her way around the 12-meter fan. Gets between the hash marks. Flips that over on the near wing to Katinas. Katinas being marked there by E.B. Lamb. Katinas between the hash marks. Steps right at the 12-meter fan. Cuts to the right. Now trying to fire it inside as Otieno trying to rake that up. As pulled away by Grabowski. Grabowski over to Huffman. Huffman back behind her own goal. Pioneer with the ball and the 2-goal lead. 5:38 left to go here in the second quarter. As now back in along the end line trying to fire it. Huffman fires it all the way back. That intercepted. Coming ahead with it is racing in. Molnar with it. Goes underneath the goal line extended. Molnar directly behind the goal. Moves it over Tennessee has it even with the goal on the near wing. Tennessee spins with it, racing down the goal line. Tennessee in that shot goes wide, right in along the end line, raked up. Novi has it, but a whistle, and there is a player down. That is a Novi player down right at the crease. Slow to get up as the trainers come out. So again, we love to see everyone playing their hearts up. We don't want to see any of these players injured as they'll take a look. Hopefully the Novi player will be all right. I don't have a number the way she is laying, so we will let the trainers work on her. We'll step away and play a quick message from the MHSAA. 5:07 left to go here in the second. 6-4, Pioneer with the lead.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Tennessee is up and being helped off into the locker room. We hope she'll be all right. And she is walking under her own power, but she's going back to the locker room for Novi. Both of the squads huddled together, so we hope she'll be all right. And back on the sideline soon. Pioneer breaks the huddle, heads out onto the field, 6-4. Pioneer with the lead here in the second. 5:07 left to go here in the second. Pioneer gets set up. Now Novi breaks the huddle. Selesky heads down to the right. Huffman set up between the poles to the left. And it's going to be Novi ball as they'll have it in along the end line. Martinez with it and along that end line. Waiting for everyone to get set. So we can hear the starter pistol go off for the track behind us. There's the whistle. Martinez sidesteps over the goal line extended, flips that back behind. Now Novi trying to race ahead with it. Molnar, that off of a shoe, loose and raking it up. Otieno with it. Otieno, and knocked away. Otieno trying to get it in along the near side. Otieno trying to pick that up. Whistle. And it's going to be Novi ball on the near sideline. Katinas with it as she'll move one of the loose balls off of the field of play. Katinas starts off on the near sideline. Pioneer up 6-4. Katinas coming inside the numbers, about 10 yards above the goal line extended. Katinas working her way around the 8-meter arc. Katinas back stepping right around the 12-meter fan. Now gets a screen. Katinas racing down towards the goal line extended. Goes back behind the Pioneer goal. Katinas coming over on the near wing, being watched by Solden. Katinas sidesteps over the goal line extended, trying to race down the goal line. Katinas right around the 8-meter arc, as that is going to be a penalty on Pioneer. Free position for Katinas as she'll take it. That's going to be a yellow card, so that is Solden going off for the yellow. That's going to be a free position, as that'll be on the first hash on the left. Katinas with it there. Novi, player up. Katinas racing in. Katinas shot and a goal. So that is her.
Number 11, Allie Katinas.
That is her, fourth goal.
Novi Katinas.
That and 3:49. That makes it 6-5. Pioneer with the 1-goal lead. Doberstein to take the draw. Jimenez on one side of the center circle. Edwards on the other. Jusak in to take the draw versus Doberstein. Ball set between the crosses. There's the whistle popped up, grabbing it Novi with it, coming down. Jusek coming down the numbers on the near wing, gets over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Jusek has it now, firing it over to Katinas. Katinas comes inside the numbers. Katinas between the hash marks. Katinas about 5 yards off of the 12-meter fan. Katinas coming down the far hash marks, racing down, trying to cut in. Katinas shot that goes wide. Closest to it was Bonenberger. Pioneer runs it out. That will be Pioneer ball. 3:18 left to go here in the second. 6-5. It's been a back and forth game. Pioneer has had the lead the whole way. Novi has gotten it down to a 1-goal game a couple times, trying to provide a pressure in the backfield. Now Bonenberger trying to get away from a pair of players for Novi. That flipped. Ground ball loose right to midfield. Still loose, now raked up by Ward. Ward has it at midfield for Novi, coming between the hash marks. Ward racing down towards the offensive zone. That pass stolen away by Bonenberger. Bonenberger comes into the midfield area. Bonenberger cuts to her right, over midfield. Bonenberger trying to get it into the offensive zone. That's stolen away. As coming the other direction with it is Shimazaki Ito. Shimazaki Ito down on the near sideline. Shimazaki Ito trying to get it over. Otieno trying to rake it up. That grabbed. Katinas with it. Loose. Still right by. Comes over onto the near wing. Trying to rake it up over there. Grabbing it is Fiona Fortin. Fiona Fortin directly behind the goal, comes above the goal line extended. Fiona Fortin with a shot that got knocked away. Good job by Huffman. It's going to be Novi ball. I thought they stepped on the crease, but the official has a better view of it than I do. So Katinas will start off on the dot, underneath, on the near wing, back behind the goal line extended. Katinas sidesteps over the goal line extended. Katinas working her way at the 12-meter arc. Now steps back outside the 12-meter fan. Katinas between the hash marks. Moves it over on the near wing over to Molnar. That loose. Raked up. Trying to come ahead with it was E.B. Lamb. E.B. Lamb will start off for Pioneer in her own defensive zone. 1 minute 20 seconds left to go before halftime. 6-5. Pioneer with the lead. E.B. Lamb trying to get around traffic. E.B. Lamb now coming over onto the near wing. That ball knocked away. A quartet of players trying to pull that away from E.B. Lamb. She moves it over. Now coming ahead with it, McGowan. McGowan makes a nifty move. Contact there. And that should be a restart for Pioneer. McGowan will have it on the near sideline. 55 seconds left to go. McGowan splits a trio of Novi players, gets over midfield. That ball loose, trying to rake it up. Fiona Fortin now coming the other direction. Here comes Novi. That launched ahead. Coming with it. Molnar with it. Molnar gets it into the zone. Molnar shot knocked away by Huffman. Ground ball picked up by Novi back there. Loose is brought ahead with it is Bonenberger, but a whistle. 31 seconds left to go. Bonenberger racing down the numbers. Bonenberger. They're going to have her come all the way back. Now, they have not made it. They've loosened the restrictions on the restart and the false starts on the restart. But still, you got to get back where the official wants it. That's going to be a penalty to Novi as they have a player over by the scores table. So Pioneer is a player up with that penalty. I did not see what was called. The official puts it in the book. Now bringing it ahead. Bonenberger has that poked away. Loose ball, but that is again going to be Pioneer's ball. That's another penalty. Another Novi player will take a knee. As that's Entrabius over on the far sideline. Two players right in front of Bonenberger. It's waiting for the whistle as the official puts everything in his book. Gets it back into his pocket. And we're ready to go. Bonenberger lofts it over, just over Otieno, but racing back over to get it's McGowan. McGowan on the near sideline. McGowan brings it out of the defensive zone. McGowan racing down the near sideline. McGowan launches it ahead. That intercepted as bringing it up. Shimazaki Ito with it. Shimazaki Ito gets over the restraining line into the offensive zone. 4 seconds left to go. That ball loose. Grabowski has it, and that will do it for the first half. At the end of the first half, it is Pioneers 6 and Novi 5. As we'll step away and play a few messages from the MHSAA, then we'll talk about your women's lacrosse sponsors. You are watching Pioneer Women's Lacrosse, brought to you by Harbor Broadcasting.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We do want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of Pioneer Women's Lacrosse. That includes platinum sponsors, Finn's Insurance Agency at 209 Fitness, Crazy Wisdom Publications, Man's Lumber and Home, Capital Sales Company, Sparrows Market. Gold sponsors includes Whitcomb Farms LLC, Stadium Veterinary Services, Ann Arbor Rug and Carpet Cleaning, Pear, Sperling, Egan and Daniels, PLLC, Edwards and Schaefer Orthodontics, Warren and Sherbaum, PLLC. Orange silver sponsors includes Orange Theory Fitness, Steve Service, Dexter Family Dentistry, the Athlete Brain Foundation, Holidays Restaurant, Felix Rubberg of Real Estate One, Mission Elite Fitness, Iridescent Cares LLC, Michigan Educational Credit Union, and Ann Arbor Implant Periodontical Center. Brown sponsors includes Hesselberg Chiropractics, Stadium Market, Ann Arbor Teas, and Ann Arbor Smiles. We want to thank all the wonderful, amazing sponsors of the Pioneer Women's Lacrosse team. Please support those who support the team. We are very, very grateful for that. As we are counting down, about 45 seconds left to go, let's play a little push on and we'll come right back with your second half action. 6-5, Pioneer with the lead. Pioneer started off with the 3-goal run to start off the first. Then Northville answered with the 2-goal run of their own. Then Pioneer, a 2-goal run to answer back to get it back to a 3-goal lead. 2-goal run by Northville to get it back to a goal. And then Pioneer a goal, Northville a goal. So that's where we stand. 6-5 is the score, as both squads getting the last moment instructions across the way before heading back out onto the field. Pioneer 0-3 looking for their first win. Would love to get it against this Novi team. Novi 2-1 on the season. Trying to put 2 wins together there. 12 minutes up on the clock as Doberstein heads into the center circle. To take the draw on the other side is Jusic. As Jimenez, top of the circle. Grabowski on the left-hand side. They're ready for that ball over on the near side. Coming ahead with it, Pioneer with it into the offensive zone. Grabowski flips it over. Is that ball loose? Trying to get to it. Novi brings it down the outside the near hash marks over midfield, coming down the numbers as Novi steps into the offensive zone. That ball goes underneath the goal line extended. Novi still with it there. Over on the far wing, that ball loose out in front. Loose ball coming over now, fired all the way back and along the end line. Novi controls, going from the near side to the far side. Pioneer comes over to watch them. That ball into the far corner now, trying to come above the goal line extended. Novi coming in, shot and a score. Novi puts it in as it is all tied up. Katinas with her 5th goal of the game. That at 10:55, we're all knotted up at 6 apiece. Sack in to take the draw. Ball set right at midfield. Looks like Seidel, as that will be a redraw. It has to go up above, straight up above the head, as Doberstein and Juzek will draw again as they get set up. All tied up, 6 apiece. That ball, again, they're going to have to redraw as it didn't go straight up above their heads. It got cut off back towards the left-hand side. So the official gets it set on the backside of the crosses between the two, making sure the crosses are parallel with that 50-yard line. There's the whistle. That one popped up high in the air, coming over onto the near wing. Grab by Jimenez. Jimenez works her way back, firing it ahead to Grabowski. Grabowski over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Grabowski comes between the hash marks. Grabowski cradling the ball, looks over to the left. Grabowski now comes inside the 12-meter fan, inside the 8-meter arc. Grabowski now firing as that deflects all the way back out, raking it up. Maggie Lamb with it underneath the goal line extended. Maggie Lamb just underneath the goal line on the near wing, comes over. Maggie Lamb, even with the goal on the near wing, now fires it out in front. Trying to get it over to Kennedy. That ball loose. Kennedy takes it off the cross. Jusic with it. Jusic firing it ahead. That on a hop, trying to pull it away, coming ahead with it. Shimazaki Ito had it. That launched over midfield. Now ahead, Katinas racing down the numbers on the far wing. Katinas goes underneath the goal line extended. Katinas over on that far wing, calls off, signals, gets even with the goal on the far wing. Being watched by E.B. Lamb. E.B. Lamb knocks it away, but Katinas gets it back. Katinas on the 12-meter fan now between the hash marks. Katinas side steps, coming over onto the near wing. Katinas trying to come in. She's walled off. Steps back outside the hash marks on the near wing. Flips that back. As that back over to Katinas. As Antrobius had it back behind. Katinas just inside the numbers on the near wing. Fires it over. Fiona Fortin with it between the hash marks. Fiona Fortin now spins with it right on the 12-meter fan. Fiona Fortin. As there is a whistle, 8:53 left to go here in the third. 6-6 is our score. As Otieno has to go back behind Katinas, about 5 yards. Katinas to restart right on that 12-meter fan between the hash marks. Katinas races to the 8-meter fan, walled off there, trying to feed it inside, spinning with it. That shot just goes wide as Racing picking it up on the near wing. That will go out the near sideline. Pioneers ball as Entrobius had it and just couldn't rake it up. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Bonenberger. Bonenberger getting between the hash marks. Bonenberger fires it over onto the far wing. Loose ball that goes out the sideline. That'll be Novi ball. Novi has it on the far sideline, tied up at 6 apiece. Katinas has it on the numbers on the far wing. She comes on the near hash marks, right around the 12-meter fan. Bonenberger watching her. Katinas gets inside. Shot. Save. Excellent job by Huffman as trying to knock it out again. Katinas gets put back behind. That fired ahead. Loose ball. Trying to get it Jimenez. There's a whistle. Jimenez will start off. 7:20 left to go here in the third. Tied up. 6 apiece. Loose on that far wing. Raked up. Coming ahead with it. Here comes McGowan down the far wing. That pass. Trying to rake it up. Shimazaki Ito fires it ahead. Now Novi gets it over midfield. Loose, trying to rake it up right at midfield. That grab by Molnar. Molnar coming down the numbers on the near wing. Molnar into the offensive zone. Molnar. Otieno watching her, marking her. Molnar goes even with the goal on the near wing. Flips that back over to Katinas. Katinas. Now even with the goal on the near wing. 6:44 left to go. Katinas underneath the goal line, extended from the near side to the far side. Katinas just underneath that goal line, extended on the far side. Otieno watching her. Katinas outside the far hash marks, trying to work her way around. Katinas steps back just outside the 8-meter arc, fires it in, and Katinas with the goal at 6:22. That's Novi's first lead of the game. And it's 6:21. That's 6 goals by Katinas. She has all but one of the Novi goals. Three-goal run by Novi starting off. They had the last goal of the second half, and then they've opened up with 2 goals in the third to take their first lead of the game. Pioneer wants to talk things over. They want to try and find a way to take this lead back, as they had a beautiful beginning of the game, but Novi has battled back, and the Wildcats have the 7-6 lead. Next game for this team is in 2 days. That's going to be Thursday versus Matawan, as that is going to be a 6 p.m. game here. After that, Pioneer goes on the road for a pair of games. They'll be at Perrysburg on the 16th at 6:30. Then they'll be at Saline and the 17th at 7 p.m. before they return here to take on Northville on the 19th at 4:30 p.m. Do our best to have that one. Can't guarantee my day job will be kind to me about that, but we'll do our best. We try and broadcast as many of the games as we possibly can. It's both squads still talking things over across the way. Let's play push on really quickly, and we'll be right back. And 6:21 left to go. Here's 7-6. Novi with their first lead of the game. Set for the draw. I believe that's Doberstein. As Kendall coming in to take the draw, as they'll both be to the right-hand side of the 50. Pioneer going right to left here in this third period, looking to get this game back even. Ball set between the crosses. That popped up high, back towards the right is Fiona Fortin trying to get to it. And gathered around is coming in, and Trebius over on the far wing. And Trebius, even with the goal, now heading towards the top of the offensive zone. That flip back as Katinas with it. Katinas working her way between the hash marks, trying to fire it. Walled off by Ward. Back to Katinas. Katinas on the near wing, just outside the near hash marks on that 12-meter fan. Katinas trying to make her way in. That ball loose, raked up by Huffman. Excellent job. Huffman has it in the crease. Huffman looks to her left. Huffman launches it as that will be grabbed. Coming ahead with it, here comes Doberstein. Coming down, the numbers on the far wing over midfield. Doberstein into the offensive zone. Doberstein now comes inside the 12-meter fan. Doberstein shot there. That goes just wide. Raked up by Kennedy and along the end line. Kennedy has the loose ball on the far wing. Kennedy goes from the far wing right back behind the goal. That loose, trying to rake it up. Grabbed by Malloy. Malloy works her way out in front, trying to fire it over to Maggie Lamb. Again, a ground ball. Malloy trying to grab it. That grab by Selesky inside of her crease. 7-6. Novi with the lead. 4:50 left to go here in the third. That ball loose, as that is right on the edge. Selesky had it, and the ball just out of her cross, and it didn't cross the goal line. As a whistle. Now they'll restart. Novi coming down the near sideline as Fiona Fortin had it, as trying to rake it up. Now Novi comes in racing. Thea Fortin has it. Thea Fortin gets it over, and there's a shot and score by Katinas.
Novi goal, number 11, Allie Katinas.
Katinas with 7 of the 8 goals. It's now a 2-goal lead for Novi. Katinas has the last 4 goals in a row, well over a natural hat trick there. As Malloy heads down, little conference in the defensive side. Doberstein in to take the draw. Kendall on the other side. Ball set. There's the whistle popped up back towards the right. Looking to get it. That pulled away as Fiona Fortin has it on a hop. Fiona Fortin on the numbers on the near wing. Fiona Fortin. Now comes between the hash marks. Fiona Fortin flips it over onto the far wing as that's Ward with it. Ward right at the 12-meter fan. Knocked away from Ward. Ward gets it back. Ward over on the near wing. That moved back over to Katinas. Katinas just on the near hash marks, moved in, coming in, shot by Fiona Fortin. That picked up by Jimenez. Good save by Huffman. Jimenez racing ahead with it. Jimenez gets on the far hash marks, move that over to McGowan, just out of the reach. That on the far sideline, that will be Novi ball. They'll restart there. 3:22 left to go as Novi brings it over into the offensive zone, coming down that far wing. As that's moved back over. Molnar with it. Molnar coming down the near hash marks, trying to fire that in. Moved back, raked up by Pioneer. Edwards trying to get to it on the near wing. Edwards has it. Edwards racing down the numbers over midfield. Edwards coming down, trying to make it into the offensive zone. That tipped away from her out the near sideline. Is that any kind of foul? No, they'll just say that's Novi ball. Flipped over, ground ball. Fiona Fortin trying to get to it. That raked up by Ward. McGowan trying to get to it. Ward comes over her own restraining line into the midfield area. That launched as coming down on the near wing. Thea Fortin with it. Thea Fortin now launches it back. Katinas just inside the numbers on that far wing. Katinas even just above the goal line, extended on the near wing. Katinas. Jimenez watching her. A bit of a moving screen, but that pulled back. That is a moving screen. They did call it. That'll be Pioneer ball. As Jimenez will have it in along the end line. Just in case you didn't know about the moving screen, you probably knew all about it in the semifinal game in the women's Final Four. So that was much discussed. Coming ahead is Huffman. Huffman races down the far wing. Huffman stops there. Huffman launches it ahead on a hop. Malloy with it. Malloy on that far sideline. Malloy trying to get around traffic. Malloy back in the backfield trying to get around two Novi players as they were trying to wall her off. Malloy now racing ahead with it. Malloy gets into the midfield area. Malloy all the way down, gets over midfield. Malloy uses her body to protect that ball. There's a whistle. Malloy restarts into the offensive zone. Malloy still bringing it down. Malloy on the numbers on the far wing. Malloy now looks to her right, to her left. Malloy heading down towards the goal line extended. Malloy, even with the goal on that far wing, now underneath the goal line extended. Malloy now flips that over to Kennedy. Kennedy goes behind the goal, over. Kennedy shot there, as that is going to be Novi's ball. As Kennedy, a collision with Kendall. Novi will take over with the 2-goal lead. 38 seconds left to go. Nope, that's going to be Kennedy's ball. Forgive me. Thought the official, I must have misread the signal. On the first hash on the right, Kennedy with it. Pioneer trying to get it back to a 1-goal lead with 21 seconds left to go. Kennedy comes in. Kennedy fires it. Is Selesky with it. Selesky has it in the crease, launches it. Picked up by Kendall. Kendall back into midfield area. Kendall, that will do it for the third. So in the third, it was 3 Northville goals to give them an 8-6 lead. So we will take a break. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with their all-important fourth quarter action. You're watching Pioneer Women's Varsity Lacrosse, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As we are entering the fourth quarter, 8-6, Novi with the lead. They have a 3-goal run in the third, a lone 4-goal run from the end of the second half. Pioneer would like to stop that. 12 minutes up on the clock. We're getting ready to go here with your fourth quarter action. Ball set right at the blockades in the center circle. Kendall to take the draw with Doberstein. Around the center circle for Pioneer is Grabowski, as well as Allie Rudberg, Fiona Fortin, and Ward around the center circle as well. Ball set. There's the whistle, popped up, trying to get to it, knocked back, and I think they're going to redraw. So again, it needed to go a little higher, straight up. So look at that ball set. Pioneer going from left to right here in this fourth quarter. There's the whistle, popped up high, back towards our left, trying to get it on a hop. Novi with it is Fiona Fortin coming down outside the far hash mark. Fiona Fortin down the numbers. Now Fiona Fortin goes underneath the goal line, extended on that far wing. Moves it back behind as Conway with it there. Conway launches it out over Thea Fortin. In along the 12-meter fan, Thea Thornton. Now looks to her right. Thea Thornton launches that over as Katinas with it. Katinas with all but one of Novi's goals. And she is a focal point of this Novi offense, obviously, is pulling it down. Conway heads down even with the goal now underneath the goal line extended. Flips that directly behind the goal. Now Conway looking to her left. Conway even with the goal on the near wing. Conway. Walled off. Conway still with it. Just outside the numbers. Conway launches it. And over. Thea Fortin has it. Thea Fortin comes into the hash marks, between the hash marks, being watched over there by Bonenberger. Picked up. Fiona Fortin. Now switches shoulders. Fiona Fortin outside the far hash marks. As E.B. Lamb watching her, gets over to Kendall. Kendall coming around. Allie Rudberg with the pressure there as Katinas back behind on that far wing. Underneath the goal line extended. Katinas flips that over. And Trebias back behind the goal. And Trebias back over. Moves that over to Katinas on the near wing. Katinas. Even with the goal on the near wing, Malloy watching her. Katinas trying to get around the 12-meter fan. Malloy doing a good job staying in front. Katinas works her way around the 8-meter arc. Katinas outside the 12-meter fan. And flipped over on the near wing as Fiona Fortin. Now between the hash marks, Fiona Fortin fires that ground ball. Bonenberger trying to get it. E.B. Lamb there as well. Still loose. Now Malloy gets her cross in there. And back over. Doberstein trying to get it. That pulled away. Moved over as Conway gets it over on the far wing. Tass fires it down as over on that far wing. Stopping with it. Fiona Fortin heading outside the hash marks just above the goal line extended. Fiona Fortin. Bonenberger trying to wall her off. That send underneath the goal line extended. Trying to come ahead. Kendall goes directly behind the Pioneer goal. Kendall over on the near wing. Kendall goes above the goal line extended. Kendall on that 8-meter arc now outside the 12-meter fan. Kendall gets it over as Katinas with it. Katinas trying to get around Malloy. Malloy trying to wall Katinas off. Katinas spinning this way and that. Trying to shake free. Katinas, that ball loose. It looks like that's going to be a halo infraction, as they're going to give Katinas the free position. 8:31 left to go here in the fourth. 8-6. Novi with the lead. Free position for Katinas on the first hash to the right, or the right center hash, excuse me. Katinas coming in with it. Katinas shot, and there's a goal. It's hard to stop the free position, especially with a score of that nature. Katinas gets yet another goal, that at 8:16. That makes it 9-6. And Katinas with the last 5 goals straight in this game. Pioneer would love to get a goal, stop the Novi goal run, and try and make a run of their own. Kendall in to take the draw with Doberstein. Ball set between the crosses. There's the whistle popped up high. Doberstein has it. Doberstein. And back over, raked up by Jimenez. Jimenez between the hash marks. Jimenez comes over onto the near wing. Jimenez cuts to the left. Jimenez over the restraining line. Jimenez working her way to the 12-meter fan. Jimenez trying to get inside the 8-meter arc. Jimenez now comes underneath the goal line extended. Back behind the goal. Jimenez now flips it over onto the far wing. Trying to bring it above is Thomas. Collision there. Thomas will have it. They'll put her on the first hash on the left. It's Thomas free position here. 8 minutes left to go in the fourth. 9-6. Novi with the lead. There's the whistle coming in. Thomas shot that off the side of the net. Trying to bring it ahead. Selesky launches it over, tipped away as Jimenez trying to grab it, trying to rake it up on the near wing, still won't settle down. Grabbed by Fiona Fortin. Fiona Fortin, she comes down the near sideline. And it's going to be a push on Pioneer. Quickly ahead, Ward has it. Ward over midfield. Ward running down the near sideline. Ward into the offensive zone. Ward, Doberstein trying to get in front of her. Ward makes her way around the 12-meter fan between the hash marks. Ward cuts to the 8-meter arc. Malloy now walling her off. That comes back. Jimenez gets the ground ball. Jimenez over into the midfield area. Coming down for Pioneer. 7:02 left to go. Jimenez over midfield. Jimenez cuts to the left. That ball loose. Raked up back there. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer and is trying to come in. Frankie Rudberg goes underneath the goal line extended. Frankie Rudberg goes directly behind the goal. Kennedy to her left. Frankie Rudberg flips it out in front. Edwards with a bounce shot. Oh, good shot and a good save by Selesky. Closest to it, Kennedy. 6:35 left to go. Kennedy takes it in along the end line. Kennedy trying to fire it out in front. Here comes Grabowski with a shot and a goal. Grabowski from Kennedy and Pioneer with the goal. And it's 6:25. Pioneer gets it back to a 2-goal game. They stop the 5-goal run by Northville. Pioneer wants to put together a little, at least another 3-goal run of their own with 6:25 left. Kendall right in the center circle to take the draw. Edwards on the left-hand side for Pioneer. Jimenez on the right. Now Jimenez will come in to take the draw. Edwards on the left-hand side of the center circle. Grabowski on the right. All set for the draw between Kendall and Jimenez. Want to make sure everything is set, ready to go. Still a gorgeous day. 68 degrees right now. Here in the fourth quarter. Popped up high. Racing over to get it. Ground ball. That raked up by Novi, but knocked away. Grabowski gets it. Grabowski trying to head down is Grabowski. Racing down the numbers. Grabowski trying to get past the Novi defense. Grabowski over the restraining line into the offensive zone. Grabowski spins with it. Grabowski flips that back over to Jimenez on a hop. Jimenez has it in the midfield area. Moves it over to McGowan. That off the tip of McGowan's cross. Grabbed by Katinas. Katinas heading the other direction. Katinas over midfield. Racing down the far hash marks. Katinas into the offensive zone. Katinas coming down right around the 12-meter fan. Katinas trying to cut down the goal line. Katinas fires it in. That's a goal, and Novi answers back and makes it a 3-goal lead again.
Novi goal, Allie Katinas.
Then at 5:42. 10-7, 3-goal lead by Novi. Jimenez with Kendall in for the draw. Just in the shadow of the press box there, right at midfield. Early game, so we won't need the lights today. Trying to get the ball set. They continue to make sure that ball is ready to go for the draw. Official steps away. There's the whistle, popped up. Grabowski trying to get it out of midair. Ground ball, still trying to rake it up. That moved over onto the near wing, racing ahead with it. Still loose. Trying to get to it was Edwards. Edwards over onto the near wing. Edwards rakes it up. Edwards coming down the near sideline, stops, launches that over to Grabowski. Grabowski gets it on a hop. Grabowski right at the restraining line, steps into the offensive zone. Grabowski now cuts to her left. Grabowski racing down the hash mark. She'll have to go back. She'll restart as they'll put Kendall 5 yards behind her, or something like that, as Grabowski comes over onto the near hash marks. Grabowski racing around the 12-meter fan. Grabowski gets in the 8-meter arc, spinning. Grabowski shot as that's grabbed. Good job by Selesky. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Novi down the near wing. Down the numbers, racing ahead with it over midfield. The Wildcats with it as that's pulled ahead as Antrobius has it. That flipped over. Fiona Fortin, loose ball. Is trying to get it. Grabowski rakes it up. That poked away as Katinas with it back in that midfield area. Frankie Rudberg trying to knock that away. Katinas coming outside the hash marks, down on the numbers on the far wing, goes even with the goal. Now Malloy comes over to watch her. Katinas directly behind the goal. Katinas, in no hurry, flips that over and gets it back from Conway. Back over to Conway, directly behind the goal, back over to Katinas, forcing Malloy to come out and provide some pressure back there behind the goal line extended. Katinas shades over on the far side, 3:40 left to go. No shot clock in high school lacrosse. So there is no, at this point with the 3-goal lead, Novi in absolutely no hurry as Katinas goes back behind the goal. That tipped out the end line. That's going to stay Novi ball. As they'll say, Malloy touched that last. 3:16 left to go here in the fourth. As Katinas over on the near wing. Malloy watching her. Abby Lamb calling out signals. Katinas trying to cut around Malloy, doing an excellent job trying to stay with her. Katinas on the numbers. Malloy marking her. That flipped back over. Grabbing it is Jusek. Between the hash marks now. 2:45 left to go here in the fourth. Jusek. And just in that, just about 10 yards off of the 12-meter fan, moves it over onto the far wing. As that's Thea Fortin. Thea Fortin gets it, even with a goal back there. Trying to go underneath. As that comes over that Seidel. Goes over the goal line extended. Excuse me, that's Molnar. Working her way around the 12-meter fan. Molnar between the hash marks. 2:07 left to go. Molnar on the numbers on the far wing. Molnar launches it. And over to Jusek being watched by Edwards. Jusek underneath the goal line extended. Jusek in along the end line from the far side to the near side. Jusek coming over on the near wing. Jusek switches shoulders. Jusek puts it up high over to Fiona Fortin. Fiona Fortin has it just inside the numbers on the near wing. 1:36 left to go here in the fourth. Time becoming a big issue for Pioneer. Fiona Fortin and to just maintain possession. Fires it over on the far wing. Ground ball. Trying to rake it up as that's grabbed. Antrobius with it. Antrobius. As that's going to be a whistle and Pioneer ball. 1 minute, 13 seconds left to go. Pioneer, not a lot of time. Grabowski bringing it ahead. Grabowski racing down outside the near hash marks over midfield. Grabowski coming ahead over to the restraining line. Grabowski into the offensive zone. 57 seconds left. Pioneer down by 3. That grabbed, coming in with it Racing over is Maggie Lamb. Maggie Lamb goes back behind the goal. Maggie Lamb coming around. Shot and a goal. Maggie Lamb scores with 45 seconds left to go. It's back to a 2-goal lead. And now it's huge draw.
Pioneer goal number 15, Maggie Lamb.
Pioneer needs to get this draw and get it down into the offensive zone with quickness. There's still time to get this game tied, but not a lot of it. Kendall to take the draw. Doberstein in there with her. Both to the left of midfield. Grabowski over with Entrobius on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is Edwards there with Ward. Big draw here for both teams. Novi wants to ice it. Pioneer wants to try and get 2 goals in 45 seconds. Ball set. There's the whistle. Popped up. Trying to grab it. Edwards on the far wing. Edwards trying to rake it up. Ward has it for Novi. Ward launches it ahead. Coming ahead with it is Kendall. Now 36 seconds left. 35 seconds left. Kendall coming down the far sideline. 30 seconds left. Kendall now trying to come on the numbers on the far wing. As Malloy trying to provide heavy pressure. As Katinas with it. Katinas goes underneath the goal line extended. 18 seconds left. Novi should have it now. 15 seconds left. Katinas in no hurry. Malloy trying to provide pressure and force her out the end line. Now Malloy will Katinas will restart back behind the goal. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And that will do it. Final shot, but Novi with the comeback win. Pioneer had the lead early. Novi able to put together a 5-goal run right at the end of the first and into the third to take the lead. And the final score is Pioneer 8 and Novi 10. But a valiant battle by this Pioneer team. They never quit and they kept on trying to bring it back. So good valiant attempt by Pioneer. They will take on Matawan at 6 o'clock in 2 days on Thursday. We don't have a game tomorrow, so we'll give you a little break from us. For my cameraman, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much for everyone who are watching and cheering with these teams for either team. My name is Mark Wiseman. Have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday.